So, why did I buy a cloth goods kit for a figure that I don't own? Because I am a grown man and I can do what I want. And also, I have some plans for it. Let's see what they are. This is designed for a Mythic Legions figure called Clavian. He's a red skeleton, and the idea is that this set kind of transforms him into a more assassin-looking character. Great idea, but when I saw this, I immediately saw cool black soft goods that I can use for lots of different things, and this really sick prosthetic arm that will fit a Mythic Legions figure. So let's open this thing up. I love these little boxes from Forge Night. You tend to get one of these if you order a cloth goods set that has any kind of plastic accessory with it, and they are great for holding leftover accessories. Let's open it. So you get this nice prosthetic arm with a blade on it. Very cool. It's got a peg hole for a Mythic Legions forearm. Tattered shirt. We've got a waist piece, fully wired. And we've got this wired strap. And we've got a really cool hooded cloak with holes for Mythic Legions shoulder pads. So here's our full set of things. Now, what I really like doing whenever I buy one of these packs, if I am not going to use it for its intended purpose, is see how I can upgrade multiple figures with it. So I've grabbed a few candidates, and we are going to start with who gets this awesome prosthetic arm. So let's get the cloth out of the way and see who I was thinking might work. I've got 2 Mythic Legions figures here. All right, so we've got this cool large sword wielder here, and we've also got a gladiator that I've modified a little bit. So to start off, let's remove some forearms. So if you don't know, that is the coolest thing about Mythic Legions figures, is that they are very easy to disassemble. So we're just gonna give this a little pull. Whoop, there it goes. Pop that off. And let's do the same for this guy here. What do you think? Probably the armored arm makes sense. There we go. Okay, our 2 candidates have been disarmed. So we got a peg hole here, and this is clearly meant for Mythic Legions 1.0 figures, so let's see how well it works if I just try to put it on. I am not confident this is going to be easy. So let's see. It looks like the forearm itself might be a little too thick, which actually makes sense because this was for a skeleton figure. And hold on a second. Aha, I do have one of these around. So let's see. Yeah, that definitely would fit on a lot easier. So while the peg hole seems to be pretty well measured, maybe not, this will fit as long as we can get the peg into that hole. The hole is a little too small though. So I'm going to heat this up and see if that works. All right, this is nice and hot now. The blade is a little floppy. I'm actually really glad this is a softer plastic. I've gotten accessories from Forge Night in the past that were a lot more stiff and could break more easily. This is not feeling malleable at all though, so I'm not confident that much of a difference has been made. Let's see. Maybe, oh, nope, we are not making any progress at all. Yep, that is not going on. As a collector of a lot of medieval figures, we do not accept defeat. So I am going to try sanding this down a little bit and see if we can get it to fit. Really wish I had a Dremel. Is this even making a dent? I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit, making some progress. Nope. Perhaps a drill. Ugh, careful. Maybe that'll do it. Maybe? No. Maybe this one? We just need to work it a little bit. Aha! Success! Now, let's see if it'll fit on this guy. All right, I forgot. That forearm's too big. Okay, let's make the actual opening a little smaller. I mean, bigger? Yeah, bigger. This drill bit is so huge. I haven't even used this one. Gently. Ooh, gently. I said gently. Whoop. That might be enough, actually. Let's just give it one more right there. Woo, it's getting away from me. Okay, maybe just around the edges. Whoops, stupid drill takes too long to charge. Now we're talking. We needed a tool of finesse. Be very, very careful when trying to do stuff like this. X-Acto knives will mess you up if you're not careful. Should put this on the sweaty palms subreddit. All right, let's see now. Ooh, that feels pretty good. All right, there we go. Look at that. Whew. Let's see. Let's give it the posing test. Yeah. Yeah, can twist the... Oh, maybe not quite yet. All right, with some off-camera pressure. We got it. That is... that looks pretty cool. That is bigger than I expected, too, when you actually see it on a figure. That is wicked. Some people say that still, right? I'm feeling pretty good about it being on the Gladiator. This seems like very fitting. But just for posterity, let's try it on our old, beaten, broken down swordsman here. He's borrowing the big old cleaver from the Demon Souls Figma. Let's see how he looks with a prosthetic arm. Actually, was a weapon very close to this in Elden Ring. That kind of fits the Soulsy vibe that we're going for with this guy. There we go. Look at that. That is pretty cool, too. I honestly am having trouble deciding which one I want to do. Damn, these both look great. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. So I ended up letting the Gladiator keep it. I just think it added a lot more personality to that figure, which was like a generic Legion builder I've been trying to upgrade as I go, and I'm very, very happy with him now. And honestly, our grizzled old swordsman just looks really great as is. So that takes care of one piece of this outfit. What about the rest? I think we can actually apply pretty much the rest of all of this to Lady Avarona here. I got this figure a while back, kind of on impulse, and I haven't been able to find much to do with it to make it more interesting, besides adding this cape here, which was intended for a Guts figure. So this cloth has a nice red tinge to it that I think might match her outfit pretty well. So let's see if we can kit her out to be kind of a cool lady assassin. So first, let's take this figure apart. Pop the head off, slide off this cape. And in order to get these other pieces on, we are going to at least need to detach the torso. Ugh! All right, so let's slide this off, slide this off. So this is the body that we're working with. Let's see what we can do here. So we got this cool waist piece. And one of the best things about kits like this is when you can kind of layer stuff. So we got this cool cloth. Actually, you know what? Here, let's keep this so that we got something hanging down in the front there. Cover that up. Here we go. Let's pull that down as far as we can. And let's see. Yeah, let's do this waist armor. Because armor, like, layered over cloth always looks very cool. Maybe a little long for her. Let's see how it goes. There we go. That's better. I swapped it so that the red cloth was on top. Now let's put the armor over. Yeah, that looks pretty cool, right? And let's see. Let's get her belt back on. Might have to re-arm her after this, so we may rethink the belts. But for now, we'll just stick that back on. And let's get the torso back on there. This is always tricky when you got multiple layers of things. I recommend kind of pinching all of it with your hand and pushing that peg out as far as you possibly can. Get on there. Tricky with these 2.0 bodies. I really wish they'd done ball joints. There we go. All right, nice progress so far. Next, let's get this tattered cloth here on. Looks like this is the front. And let's see, I'm hoping that I can kind of just slide the arms through this. Oh, there's no way. Okay, hold on. Man, these 2.0 figures are so much harder to pop and swap. Well, I didn't get the arm off, but I did manage to maneuver the arms in such a way that I was able to slide this over them without removing an arm. All right, now we've got the hood. So let's see which head looks the best. We could just keep her old one. And let's see how that looks with the hood. Pretty cool. Pretty menacing. Hold on, I got it. That's better. Now I can get her up to the camera. Pretty cool. All right, what else we got? Got a... Want to be on theme with the original intent of the kit. I do have a skeleton head that has not been broken in yet. There we go. So we got the fleshy neck there, but once the whole outfit's on, you won't see it. Ooh, that's pretty cool too. Spooky. Okay, and lastly, I've got this extra Ghost of Christmas Past head. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Holy Sith Lord, Batman. This is cool. I think this might be the one. Especially since we got this strap here still, which is absolutely intended to be kind of like a ninja mask thing. And I think we can combine... Oh, yep, I already see it. Hold on. All right, let's get this wrapped around here. Start with our initial look. Oh, man. Okay, this is already looking cool. About the right same length. And we'll just kind of do a little wrap around. Holy crap. That is pretty cool. Scoot that up a bit. Did a little twist around the back, and then we'll bring that forward to kind of complete the look. Damn, look at that, man. Now let's get that hood on. All right, so all Mythic Legions figures have these shoulder pad holes in the back. And often when you get cloth goods made for Mythic Legions figures, they will have holes. Oh, I see how they did it. So only got to go through one layer of cloth on this side and 2 layers on this side. That lines up nicely. Let's grab our shoulder pads here, get those through. Nice. Pick up our figure here. Ugh, pulled my wrist there or something. There we go. And would you look at that? Hell yeah. That is like straight up medieval Sith Lord. I'm going to have a lot of fun posing this, and we got to find her a much more fitting weapon now. Maybe 2 weapons? She's got this cool like side cape, so you can like do the thing where, you know, the cape is kind of obscuring and then the blade is like sticking out. Yeah, there you go. Pull that a little bit more over the front. That's cool. Yeah, I think that's the side that the prosthetic was supposed to go on with the original design. Ooh, boy, I'm going to have some fun with this. Let's fix that hood. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm very pleased with how this turned out. All right, let's find her a weapon. Let's see. Scoot over here, miss. Okay, so some kind of cleaver could look cool. Yeah, let's think about that one. Let's see. Ooh, here we go. And that looks pretty good. That is a strong contender. Something like this. Oh, nah. Could have sworn I had more of those purple Savage Crucible weapons. Where did they... Oh, right. They're in here. Hiding behind Mr. Guts. We gotta rethink this display so you can actually see the weapons in here. Okay, some new candidates. We've got this medium-sized, big chunky sword. And we got a big old 2-hander version. You would not believe how many times I just go straight for the big sword, the big 2-hander. Shocker, I know. Maybe like in a reverse grip. I think we are getting close to our winner. Damn, that is pretty cool. I feel like I gotta switch to the purple light. Yeah, that fits a little bit better. Damn, man. I am very happy with this. This turned out way better than expected, and I'm glad I did so much of it on camera so you could get my more genuine first-time reactions to this stuff. This is so cool. I had a lot of fun taking this single product from Forge Night and upgrading multiple figures with it. One last thing I added was this belt, which has 2 slots in it for her daggers. And that way they can be hidden under this little side cloak thing. All right, let's get our upgraded figures back into the case. So we'll start on the bottom here. With our more villainous characters, definitely our new like Shadow Assassin will go perfectly in here. This is where she was before, but now she looks 1,000 times cooler. Very nice. Now, let's grab our Gladiator. And he hangs out in the Barbarians/Gladiators display. Oh no, we're knocking over our Falconer, and it's going to cause a chain reaction. Nice. Crisis averted. Look at that. Fantastic. So many muscly men. Yeah, so that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was something new, and that is what this channel is all about, is finding what makes my action figure videos different. So if you enjoyed this, please let me know, and I hope you come back for the next one. Bye.